Hello, hello, and welcome to Connect In. Connect In is a weekly broadcast of conversations about why it's so important to get out of our head and back into our heart. And so the universe has been playing some really wonderful tricks on me today. Um, One of them is that I did a whole whole discussion on Connect In and, just some hot topics of the day. And the recording never happened. I mean, the volume never happened. Like nobody could hear me. Crazy, right? Okay, so Connect In is really about connecting in back to yourself, back to how your body guides you, back to how you get the opportunity for self growth, for transformation, if you will, by simply coming back and noticing how your body, with all its feelings and sensations, guide you. The body is the housing of the compass, and the compass itself, that arrow, is your heart. And so basically, when I'm talking about what it's like to live as your brightest, best self, I'm really exploring the idea of how do you live authentically? How can you be you? Not the idea of what you think you should be you or what and how other people think you should be you, all of those things, right? Um, Sorry, see, there goes the distractions again. It's really about, can you allow yourself to be you all the time? I was listening to NPR probably about a month ago, and they were talking about this whole concept of us going back to an office, going back into the world, and how some people are super excited about that and some people aren't. And why I bring up this story is they were talking about how them being home, for the most part, they've been living their lives as themselves, not having to put the bravado on of how you should act at the office, how you should act around your friends, all of that. And okay, yeah, so maybe these were more introverts that were having this conversation, but in this NPR um, talk, they actually were talking to an introvert and an extrovert, and ultimately they came back to the same thing. So just take a moment and what is it like for you to, what does it feel like for you to kind of be your most comfortable self? And how I think about that is if you're home all by yourself, how do you feel in your body? Do you want to just plop on the bed or the couch or chill out reading a book or listening to music or watching TV? Well, watching a show, or are you always kind of doing something like in motion? All of this is perfect because it's what you want to do, right? And so when you are around your family, do you feel comfortable to be you? I always liken this to being in a new relationship, like, or, whether that's at a job or with a sweetie, it's like you're almost on your best behavior all the time. It's like, hi, I'm here and I'm together and I'm not a hot mess. Um, but, after a couple weeks, you're like, yeah, sometimes I am a hot mess. And being, this whole conversation about being your brightest, best self isn't about being this superhuman person. It's about showing up as you are right now. Not 5 minutes ago, and certainly not 5 minutes in the future, but showing up with where you are, right? Because when you show up as where you are, you're actually in your body. And when you're in your body, you are living a heart-centered life, like, because you can connect to your heart. So when you're in your head, it's like you're up here, you're really up here, and we know this. I call it squirrel, but we all have different expressions of that. Wait, what am I doing? I'm walking and chewing gum. No, walking and chewing gum is so old school, right? You're walking and chewing gum, you're checking texts, you're driving, you're reading a book and listening to music all at the same time. And we want to know why we're so exhausted. So, what would it be like to kind of come inside? So, when we come inside, we actually can feel heavier. We can feel more centered in our body, more in our bellies. And let me give you a quick example of what that feels like, right? Because most of you here on the East Coast are leaving work, right? So you're all like, oh, here I am. I had a day. I'm doing this. I have to do this, and blah, 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 right? And now, what is it like to come into yourself again, right? And so let's do that. Soften your eyes or close them if you can, and breathe. Just feel your breath in your belly. Doesn't have to be fancy, just feel your breath in your belly. Okay. Now feel your butt on the chair that you're on, whether that's your car seat, a train seat, or your office seat at home, or your couch. And then feel your feet on the ground. So feel the weight of your body connecting with the earth. And what does that feel like for you? Go ahead and put that in the comments you want. What does that feel like? For me, I notice my voice gets a little bit deeper. I can actually focus, like I can read. I feel calmer. I feel like I'm able to access my thoughts, my feelings. I'm actually able to vision a little bit more, dream a little bit more, wander, and contemplate my my dreams, visions, and stuff. See, because when we're busy, right, we're all in our head. We're living from about here up. And then these blinders come on. So you don't have that ability to expand, right? When you are busy, we are busy, we do this. When we are in fear or stressed, or overwhelmed, like we can only take in this much life, right? And you know what that feels like. You're just kind of like, okay, this, then this, then this. That's useful. But what's crazy is that when you're in here, you are following this kind of head guidance and you lose track of what's important, what your heart holds essential. And what's important and what your heart holds essential is your invitation to evolve, to be um, to be the best expression of you can that you can be. And I'm not saying that you get to do it in the next 5 minutes. Like this is like a lifelong journey. And so take a moment and just think about those dreams and visions that you had or have, excuse me. And see if you can really allow those dreams and visions to take up all your senses. The brain does not distinguish the difference between imagination and reality, right? Ask an elite athlete, they'll tell you that because a lot of their training is also imagining them doing the trail, imagining themselves crossing the finish line at a certain time, imagining themselves doing these flips. So imagine with all your senses this one dream that you have, this one expansive thought of how you would like to live your life. And that could be sitting in a cafe, having a cup of tea, and reading a book in the middle of the day. That can be learning a new language or a new skill. That can be lying on the grass and listening to the bird songs. All of these actions of vision, of expansion, are acts of living a heart-centered life, are acts of loving yourself and allowing yourself space to really care for yourself. So when we are in our head, we do absolutely lose track of what is essential for us to thrive. And thriving is not necessarily about making money, but it's about really living life fully. Creativity is a really beautiful experience, and let's just say that we are all creative according to how you manage your day, how you make your coffee or tea, how you dress, how you navigate yourself to work. These are all creative acts. Then there's fine arts, but the creative act of doodling, of free writing, they're all experiences of how to allow yourself to get some space, to get some long vision. I mean, think about it. Most of us have spent the majority of the past year and a half, year and 3/4, what is this? 16 to 20 inches in front of a screen, if not closer. And so we've been using a lot of visioning, like close-up visioning, eye muscles, um, kind of energetic expression. Like we've been in the minutia, we've been in the down and dirty, right? And that's useful. It's useful when you need to like pluck what do you call this? A splinter out of your finger, or to see something of great detail. But when you want to dream, when you want to like allow your energy to expand, allow yourself to feel like you are on vacation, you gotta step back. When you step back, you drop out of your head. Your mind is always saying, right? But when you step back, you get a different perspective. You get a better idea. I mean, how many of you have been doing something and thinking and thinking and thinking and trying to figure something out? And then you turn around and you get a drink of water and it's like, ta-da, you got the idea or you got the next step, right? That's visioning. And so obviously going outside and taking a walk when you can is a really great idea because it does two things. It just puts you in the world of nature, which can automatically bring you back into your body and back into your heart. It also gives your eyes a long vision. You want to do some dreaming? Go outside, look far. So if you're spending a lot of time in this, I want to, but I can't kind of mode, right? You're all up here, all up here. And what you need to do is come back into here. And you do that by simply noticing all the feelings and sensations that your body's leading you. And then from there, you can cultivate the skill of knowing your heart's yes, like living a life fully by being directed by your inner wisdom, your heart's yes. So when we are out of our head and in our heart, we have the ability to dream, to think outside the box, to come back into what is essential for us. And I'm not saying you dump your family and friends. I'm saying you need to consider yourself as well. Take care of this beautiful, precious self. What was that Mary Oliver poem? That one line is, what do you intend to do with your one precious life? Sorry, technology interruptish. What is it that you would do? What do you want to do with your one precious life, right? Step one, I think, is to get out of your head, back into your body, and back into your heart, right? And just notice where there is this expansion of yes, of ideas, of dreams. When we're in our head and we're in this kind of myopic state, right? It's really hard to get a bigger perspective. It's really hard to get a bigger perspective on what you need, nonetheless what your friends and family need. But at a certain point, you got to come back to yourself, come back to your dreaming, your visioning, this concept of living as your brightest best self, which is really about being as authentic as you can. So not going out in the world like, yes, this is who I am, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do, but allowing yourself those soft, subtle moments of saying, you know what, I feel like shit right now. Or I feel like I need a hug, or whatever that is. Vulnerability is a state of connecting into your heart. To be vulnerable enough to feel your heart is really important. So this week, I invite you to explore what it's like to come out of your head and back into your heart. What is it like? What does it feel like in all your senses to have a bigger vision? The simplest way to do that is to breathe. Breath, belly, feet. Come back into your body. Place your hands on your heart and ask yourself, what do I need right now? Connect in to your heart. Come out of your head and back into your body and heart. Ask your inner wisdom what it needs. Yeah. So if you would like to learn more tools for your heart, go to DominiCelebrate.com. If you would like to really reclaim your heart's yes, again, come to my website, DominiCelebrate.com. The time is now. The time to save ourselves, save the planet, is to come back and be truly who we're meant to be. And that just means you, warts and all. So this week, explore some visioning, explore what it feels like to connect into your body and your heart. And I'll see you next week. Feel free to leave comments here or email me through my website. Take care.